Well, greetings, Four Color fans, and welcome here to Metarog's channel. Tough one today, everyone, because as you know by now, last week we lost a great one. To me, one of the very, very best in the industry, George Perez. Meant a lot to me. Not only because of his talent, because of the man he was as well, and because of a lot of commonalities that we share. He was born in the New York City area, so was I, and then moved to Florida, which I did as well. We both our parents come from the Caribbean. His from Puerto Rico, mine from Cuba, and we're both first-generation Americans. And of course, we share the same surname, Perez. Him George, me Roger. So I don't have a plan for this. I may be fumbling and bubbling because even though I waited about a week after he passed because I knew it'd be hard to keep it together. I did have the honor of meeting him a couple times. Really, once that I talked to him briefly. And it was a convention back in the late 80s or early 90s, somewhere in Florida. I'm not sure if it was one of the big ones that came to Miami, or if I went up to Lauderdale, or it could have even been over in Orlando when I was up there. I used to go vacation there a couple times a year. So I'm not sure, but I do recall him, being such a fan-friendly guy. Didn't matter how long the line was, how long the day was, always had a smile, always willing to take pictures and talk to people in line. I saw him once, draw the sketch for a kid as they were talking about his favorite character, and he didn't charge him anything. He was just that kind of very jovial and very giving. He didn't rake you over the coals for having a signature or his art, at least not back then. Again, I haven't seen him in 30 years or so, but I was very impressed by the way that he treated us, and you could tell that it wasn't fake. He just had a love for this medium and for the fan base that loved him back. So that's why this hits so hard. Obviously, Neil Adams passed away a little while back, and a great creator, fabulous advocate for creator rights, etc. But I obviously mourned his passing as well. But I didn't have the connections that I had to George Perez, and his art to me just was so spectacular, just so dynamic, and every aspect of it just impressed me to the core. His layouts, his storytelling ability, the way that he could fit so many different expressions and faces into a panel or a page was just really a major talent, and just rather unique. I'm going to go through a few of his comics here. Some you've seen before, others you may not have. I've seen a lot of great tributes out there, so I'm just going to sort of take it from here and just show you. This is one of his, I think, his first Marvel work. He was he was sort of an understudy of Rich Buckler. He took him in, and he helped him with Buckler's art on this and on Fantastic Four. And Buckler was a good artist in his own right, and he saw the talent of George Perez. And this is actually, he only has like a 2-page kind of a satirical story about Deathlock, whimsical. I guess they needed to fill the space there. This was 1974. This here was sent to me by Jackson Roykirk. I didn't even know this existed. Hot Shot She-Devils, and this is done by George Perez. You can see his signature down here, and he does the interior art as well. And kind of a spy-ish, Mission Impossible, James Bond kind of stuff. Really cool, really good art though. In there, of course, Perez. I mean, he never drew a bad panel, at least not that I've seen. Um, he drew these video game insert comics, Sword Quest. There were 3 actually that were completed. Actually, 4 were supposed to be, but the video game fizzled out, I guess. There's Earth World and Fire World here, and then there's a Water World, which I do not have. It is exceedingly rare and expensive, and I have not been able to find one for that my cheapskate tendencies can live with. Obviously, in 1980, I believe it was, he went over to DC, and with Marv Wolfman, he essentially resurrected a dead franchise, the Teen Titans. A lot of people say that it's sort of like we're a reactionary to the X-Men. Perhaps, there are some, teens and superpowers, I guess, but his art is just, in here, is just amazing. Again, the metal of Cyborg, the transformations and the speed, the way that he could convey motion for Kid Flash, etc., and the power bursts of Starfire. I mean, just amazing stuff here. He also was a great inker, and he actually won an Inkwell Award. I'm going to talk to a little bit about the awards he's won before. And this is the last Superman story. Great 2-issue story arc. If you ever read it, there's, I think, this one and Superman 423 and Action 483, 583, I think. And he did the inks here over Kurt Swan. And you can definitely see his talent as an inker as well. Again, just a great talent, honestly. Here's some magazines that maybe you haven't seen in other videos, I should say. Again, I apologize if I'm fumbling and bubbling. I'm still not quite accepting, right? I mean, I knew that he was sick for a long time and all that, and eventually he was not long for this world. And I just hope that we can just appreciate what we have, because when we don't have it, it hurts bad, right? And this one strikes home for sure. He did the War Toy story, not this cover, this Kaluta cover, but inside he did drew the War Toy story. Really great story, one of my favorite sci-fi stories. And he also did a story in this one. I think it's called Occupation. This one, the first one, this one was inked by Rico Raval, and he overpowered his pencils a little bit. This one was I'm not going to show you because it takes too long, but it was inked by Klaus Janson, and really fabulous Perez Janson collaboration on that one. And then he did the Sons of the Tiger story in Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, 6 through, I think it was like 20 something. But of course, he co-created, or I think it was co-created, White Tiger. When the Sons of the Dragon gave up their amulets, White Tiger got them, combined them. I mean, the Hector Ayala got them, and he became White Tiger. It was a Puerto Rican superhero. Of course, George Perez, as I said, is Puerto Rican descent. So that makes a lot of sense that he would know how to write that character. And then we're finished up here with, like I said, a few of some of my favorite here. He won an Eagle Award for collaborating with, I think it was Shooter, on this Korvac saga, and just fabulous Perez stuff. And I mean, he had Avenger. He drew Avengers even before this. 169 as a fill-in, but man, his Avengers were so good. I mean, man, Captain America, the Iron Man. This here is, I have this on my wall. I have actually a George Perez level on my wall here. I've had it for months and months, just because I'm such a fan of his. And this here cover here is, to me, it's just genius. Shards of Crystal Doom. Again, the reflection or refraction, actually, and then you have, the pose there of Scarlet Witch in agony, and Ultron sort of, taking your eye over to the villain aspects, and then you see the other Avengers and reflections in those shards. Just a master of being able to do those kinds of things on covers, having different vignettes and different ways of sectioning off the covers. that was just amazing. But he could also just do a good pose like this here. And of course, 195 with the Taskmaster is one that's, again, I do have that, but I didn't bring that out. The power outputs that he put, I call them Perez pulses, Kirby crackles. You know, a lot of people call them that. Those are kind of a staple of his that I could sort of identify Perez art because of those energy signatures. And again, he won an Eagle Award for this Best Continuous Story. And then this here, I just want to thank my friend Doug Bigglesworth again for sending me this several years ago. He knew that I was a big George Perez fan. He sees all the, back then he saw all the No Faces chat. And he actually, and that is George Perez's signature on there. He didn't do the cover, but he did guest pencil the interiors. And there you can see where Doug and his partner went to see George in, I think it was a dinner, a celebration of some sort, at a con, Niagara Falls Comic Con. There it is, on June 7th, 2019, right around his birthday there. So 3 years ago, almost. So thank you so much, Doug, for this again. I have no idea how much this means to me. I'm not a big signature guy. Like I said, when I met him, I didn't ask for a signature or anything like that because it was way back when, and you know, I'm just not into the signatures. I'm more into the experiences of meeting with creators. And I haven't met all that many, but the ones I have are definitely, you know, in the memory. And I want to leave you with this. So many have shown this, and of course, it's a genius cover, Pieta cover. You know, you look in the mourners in the background, the different levels in there, and purple. You know, so obviously you want to highlight, you know, Superman and Kal-El and Supergirl there. And what a fitting kind of end, I suppose, to this video. You know, just to see the immense talent, but more than that, the great man that he was. And I can only imagine the loss that his family's going through. If, you know, much more than us as fans, you know, go through when somebody that's like that, you know, leaves of such immense talent, even though he was retired for a few years. Just knowing that he was there, you know, somehow was comforting to me. I no longer have that, unfortunately, but you know, he will live in my thoughts and my hearts forever, and how important he was for my you know, upbringing, and you know how, you know, how much I appreciated the morals and also, you know, the example that he gave as a man beyond just a penciler. All right, everybody, I'll get out of here. Thank you again for putting up with me. I'm sorry if I'm sound a little maudlin here, but you know, I am human, and I do lose it here every once in a while, but somehow I'll, you know, we'll be okay somehow. You know, we have to continue living our lives the best we can to honor those that went before us. And that's what I try to do every single day. All right, everybody, be kind to each other, be blessed, and be back.